And let's see if I can still remember how to do the voices. It's gonna be terrible. Disclaimer.
I believe in you.
I don't. So that makes one of us. Oh, Tatara's dialogue updates if you've already done the 4 Lord quests. Neat. Your one of Peripheral's much calmer friends. Relative to what exactly? Because that's a very large spectrum.
You're trying to get the nut jobs in here, Peripheral. Oh no.
Oh no. Alfino has important news to share. Did you buy another sword at the market?
God fucking damn it, Alphinaud.
Ah, great, impeccable timing. We have just received a letter from Lord Hien. He writes that Domans are coordinating the efforts with the Blue Kyojin to maintain a constant watch over the Red. By staying on the lookout for signs of crystal hoarding and the like, they mean to nip any summoning attempts in the bud, thereby satisfying the conditions for peace set down by the ambassador. For the Galleon's part, the Populares have sent word that a vessel bearing Doman's conscripts is soon to arrive in Yangxia, so it seems that the prisoner exchange is to proceed as planned. Lord Hien requests your presence, and I share his view that you should be on his hand at this critical juncture. Just another day for the Warrior of Light. According to the letter, Yotsu's memory has yet to return, so it looks like she'll be living out the rest of her days in Doma, assuming the ambassador means to honor the agreement, of course. Before we get to that, however, I think it would be wise to assess the condition one last time. If the Domans have missed any change in her mental state, however slight, it would be better if Asahi weren't the one to spot it. Agreed. Let us make straightaways for the Enclave then. Lord Hien will be waiting. I trust you will cope in our absence, Tataru. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. Just be sure to come back safely. Nope, that's not the voice I was going for. He's been keeping a very careful count of his coins lately.
Yeah. Tataru, could be fucking terrifying.
Speak with Lord Hien at the Hien Con, that way.
Huzzah, we shall finally meet again. I was only one segment ahead of you.
Classic Kier being one step ahead of me.
And 5 cliff signs back. You know, the problem with having just come out of Space Engineers is seeing you go through Yamcha. I'm just thinking, I wonder if there's any ore there. Oh wait, wrong game.
I mean, I could just switch to Miner. Isn't that basically it?
I think they allow terraforming in the MMO. Except for Minecraft, technically. Minecraft doesn't have these amazing 4K graphics of Final Fantasy.
Why did I fly all the way? I could have just teleported to Dome and Enclave.
Yep. I told you.
I completely forgot I unlocked that as a teleport spot.
Wah, wah. Speaking of which, as cool as it would be to appear as a bright orange, I think it's more important for any overall combat and shit.
Well, appearing as bright. Oh, right, your name.
Yee.
I thought you were expecting you were going to appear as a bright orange ninja.
No, I just wanted you to know that my name is Kier.
Well, that is definitely your name, I assume. Or so I've been told. Can you buy a cup of tea without going on about the dangers of frivolous spending? Ah, I see my letter reached you across the Ruby Sea. Thank you for coming so swiftly. Though I wrote at some length on the subject of forthcoming exchange, there was one other matter I neglected to mention. It concerns Gotsetsu. As you may have observed, he returned from his ordeal rather the worse for wear, and despite his best attempts to conceal his condition, or perhaps because of them, he recently collapsed. Good gods, is he alright? Confined to bed and grumbling without cease, but he has shown signs of recovery. He made me promise not to tell you, lest you worry unduly, which was all very well when you weren't here. Now that you are, however, I think it's high time he received some visitors. Might you spare him a moment? Yotsuyu has scarce left his side, and I imagine that you are curious to see what has become of her as well. Yes, story! We'll visit him at once. Green, Alice, shall we?
We will hopefully make it to the next expansion.
Most likely not, but we'll try.
Well, we're in post-story, so it can't be that long, right?
It depends. Some of them can be very long.
Open wide now.
What is chat plotting?
Pleased to you.
Ooh.
I'm not so frail that I cannot feed myself.
It's just an anime moment all over again.
I grow weary of the taste of gruel.
Sir, it's called porridge.
You don't like it? Can I fetch you something else?
Same thing.
Aye, wine. Or if that is not wholesome enough, I don't know. A sweet persimmon from Namai? I enjoyed them in my youth.
I know I could actually go for some dried persimmons.
A persimmon.
Persimmon.
Yeah, I don't like persimmons,
Nay,
but
pay me
dried
no
persimmons
mind.
are really
I am
good.
full. Besides, we have guests.
Raw persimmons are only good if they're actually ripe, and if they're only the round kind, not the triangle kind. Screw the triangle kind.
Triangles?
I hope we are not
Like the ones with the pointed ends.
We had heard you were confined
I
to
know
bed,
there
and I
was
thought
such
you
a
might
thing.
welcome some visitors.
They're terrible if they're not unripe. Ugh.
Confined to... a gross exaggeration. A trifle drained from my exertions, perhaps, but with a little rest, I shall be fighting fit again in no time.
Take off your clothes.
Oh.
Gosetsu, is this how you've been spending your time?
My lady, I assure you this is not...
Judgmental looks from everyone.
Off with them. We need to wash you. You stink. What are all these scars? There are so many of them.
A life of battle will leave its mark upon a man.
It looks like Peripheral's right. It is. We are about halfway through the post content.
Is something
Yay.
wrong, Suyu?
It's nothing. I'm fine.
But leave me be, woman. I will not be fussed over like some newborn babe.
I'll take that into advice. Not reading is one of my best skills. It's also the easiest skill.
That's frustrating. I like seeing how far I've progressed through, patches and stuff.
They make a convincing pair, do they not? On first acquaintance, I would think them a doting grandsire and her model grandchild.
I guess he is from Alabama.
What?
They definitely
No, please, don't elaborate the joke, please. Ugh. Indeed,
yeah.
Had someone told me a year ago that I would live to bear witness to such a scene, I would have declared them mad. That aside, I am relieved to see Gotetsu has not lost none of his spirit. But what a turn of events. I mean, for her to suddenly be watching over him, you couldn't make it up. Although I suppose Gotetsu is an old man, with the way he charges through life, it can be easy to forget. Aye, he has resisted discrepitude with the same defiance he showed the enemies of Doma. But no matter how adamant his will, no man can carry on forever. He has pushed himself beyond the limits of endurance too many times. Even if his health returns, the fact remains. He will never again be the warrior he once was. He has given all his aid, all for Legion land, and we will ask for no more. And what of his nurse? If Yotsuyu is feigning that, well, she certainly has me fooled. This is no pretense. Oh, it's Yukiri. Hello, Yukiri. Yukiri, out of all of us, I would think you the hardest to convince. So, what makes you so sure? I have been spying on Yotsuyu from the shadows, waiting for the misstep that would betray her charade for what it was. But her mask has never slipped, not once. She has remained in character from the first. One evening, I watched as she sat in her chambers, unguarded and alone. She had taken the dishes from the cupboard and was pretending to prepare dinner right down the tatami, a child's game. Even the wariest shinobi would not go to such lengths. I can but conclude that her mind is truly broken. Well, that's good enough for me, and everyone else, I would hazard. Aye, the matter is settled. Yotsuyu will become Tsuyu and begin a new life here in Doma. Before that can happen, however, we will need to present her to the ambassador one last time, to prove that her memory is truly gone. But I would not risk parading her in front of our returning conscripts. Her presence at the exchange would only stir up mutinous thoughts. Hey, welcome to the stream, Luns. Understandably, she has good as fastened the chains around their necks. Aye, which is why I mean to conclude this business with Tsuyu first, out of the sight of my countrymen. Will you help me? We are at your service. There is no higher purpose than the pursuit of peace. My thanks. The Guardians are on their way, and we must prepare to welcome the ambassador. We will meet you at the docks with Tsuyu.
Thank you for the offer, Bob. Just wanted to let him finish with the narration. That said, it's not quite the same as being able to visualize it.
So what?
Rob was offering if we wanted to know how far we are at any point in time in the story. As they advised that we shouldn't, after Stormblood, look at these guides and such.
No, yeah, I saw that.
Supposedly very spoiler.
Yeah. Shall we wait here then? Hold here should not be long. My friends, have you seen Tsuyu? She is nowhere to be found. Oh jeez, just when everything was about to go okay. What? But the Guardians will be landing in a matter of moments. If she's fled, could it mean her memories have returned? I know not. Yugiri is scouring the streets as we speak, but it is possible Tsuyu has left the Enclave altogether. Captain, a word. Did you perchance carry a fair-skinned woman across the river? Fair-skinned woman, my lord? I do not rightly know. I think... yes! Yes, my lord. Now that you mentioned, there was a lady among the passengers whom I do not recall having seen before. Her face was hidden by the brim of a hat, but I remember taking a hand to help her onto the boat. White as new fallen snow it was. Was she someone important, my lord? Have I done something wrong? Wrong? No, no. I was merely hoping to catch our guest before she departed. Be at ease, Captain. So it seems that Tsuyu has crossed the river. Mommy, help me. No good can come of this. It seems Tsuyu has gone unrecognized thus far, but it can't help us if someone catches a clearer view of her face. I must find her before that happens. The responsibility for her disappearance, for all of this, lies with me, but I would ask for your aid nonetheless. We are at your service, Lord Yen, now as before. Let us make the crossing and begin our search. You go on ahead. Someone should let Yugiri know that what we have learned. I'll join you on the other side. We have no way of knowing where Tsuyu is headed, so we had best divide our forces. I will take Kusakari and its surrounds. Alphinaud, if you would take the road to Castrum Fluminis. Green, forgive me, but could I ask you to interrogate the residents of Yuzuka Manor? One of the Namazu may well have seen our quarry. Oh god, Namazu voices. Cyan's team. I forget who Cyan is.
Thanks, Africa.
I'm not familiar with much of the other Final Fantasy entries. If everyone is in agreement, let us aboard the skiff, and hope the kami smile upon our efforts. I'm guessing Cyan was someone who is related to Doma in a different game? Because I know there's a Doma in Final Fantasy VI. Oops, this is a wall.
Man.
If I point something out, 90% chance from Final Fantasy VI. Okay. Ah, God, I gotta do these voices.
Welcome to Yuzuka Manor. Yes, yes. If there is something you care to know, you need only... A pale-skinned woman? I haven't seen no such travelers, I'm sorry to say. Most sorry. Scaly-skinned Namazu, on the other hand, we have in abundance.
Just casually talking to Namazu right next to one flopping dead, you know.
Oh, they'll be fine.
I'm usually pale-skinned. Yes, yes. I saw this woman on the way back from my fishing trip. She had just crossed the shallows east of here and was headed in a northeasterly direction. For the most part. Her steps did not seem certain. If you hurry, you might still catch her.
Ah, remember the days when we weren't able to fly over this region?
Oh, it's awful.
It was. What are you doing there, Kier? Do you need help?
I was just doing hunts while waiting.
Yeah, okay. I see no sign of Yatsuyu to the north. Perhaps she's somewhere farther off to the northeast. Still no sign of Yatsuo. Perhaps she's yet farther to the northeast.
Well, they framed this area really pretty, so this has to be it.
Let's see. Well, it is definitely taking long.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it. Accidentally moved off it.
Oof. Oh, okay. This isn't it.
Yatsuo is nowhere to be seen, but lying on the ground a short distance to the north, you spy a familiar-looking, wide-brimmed hat. Cursory guess is all that is required to confirm your suspicions. It is the same hat Yatsuo was wearing when you find her in Sakazuki. Great. For you ask how such a Kusakari and his surroundings has yielded exactly naught. Saved his chance reunion with you, I suppose. Mistress Alice has gone to assist her brother at the castrum. It was she who informed me of the situation. I joined Lord Hien here shortly thereafter. How did you fare at Yuzuka Manor? Any sign of our missing guest? Well, I found his bamboo hat. That's it. Towards Namai! By the kami, if the villagers recognize it, it will not end well. You must hurry. Yugi and I want to check the patties. The village square is yours. I blame Gotsetsu for wanting persimmons.
Well, let's see if that's the case.
It's the logical explanation.
If I point something out, 90% chance it's from Final Fantasy VI.
Yes.
The other 10% of the time, it's a cousin
Greetings.
just plain
Might I have
ridiculous.
one of your...
Yeah, I already
Wait.
read over that.
Please!
Oh, sorry.
I only wanted a persimmon.
Persimmon! Oh, this is not ending. Gonna end well. Come on, Warrior of Light, step in already.
Kami, save us! Her spirit has returned!
She's back from the dead to seek her revenge!
It can't be. She couldn't have survived.
What did I do?
You do not want to know the answer to that.
No!
Good people of Namai, be at ease, I pray you. You have naught to
The
fear.
Warrior of the Light stands on the horizon, useful as always.
Yep.
My lord, forgive me, but what is that monster doing here? They told us she was dead.
I too was surprised to learn of her survival. More even than you, I would hazard. 'Twas I who cut her down, I who left her to her fate. But it would seem the Kami had other plans. By some miracle, both she and Gosetsu were spared when the keep collapsed, though Yotsugu's preservation came at the cost of her memory.
You're saying she's forgotten? Forgotten everything she's done?
Lies! Lies! My lord, she would say anything to escape punishment!
What does it matter? We have not forgotten her crimes, and we demand justice!
I beg of you, Lord Hien, draw your blade and rid us of this canker!
What I saw then, it's all true. I'm sorry! I'm so sorry.
You're sorry? And what? We're supposed to forgive you?
Here, there's no need to cry. Can't you see how scared she is? How can you be scared of her? She's not the same.
Until such time as her memories return, this woman shall be known as Tsuyu, and treated as a citizen of Doma. I will, however, see that she is watched at all times. Rest assured that there will be no more unannounced visits to the village. As your lord, I ask that you leave her fate in my hands, and suffer her to live, for now.
Please, Issei.
All right. I'll keep my peace. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
Sitting there and kneeling with a persimmon.
I don't think that would have been a good time to get up anyway.
No, but just the position's hilarious. Boy, we got rewarded for watching shit and doing nothing.
Yay. Just what a warrior of light is made to do.
Exactly.
That would have been better avoided, but at least it did not end in bloodshed. And judging by Tsuyu's reaction, she remains oblivious to the events of her former life. This was no escape attempt. Nay, it seems it was an offhand request of Gotsetsu's which brought her to Namai. She came in search of a persimmon. Persimmon. I'm not gonna get Who says persimmon anyway?
Permission.
And they say fruit is good for the health. I do hope Gotsetsu find the taste to his liking. Well, we are certainly taking the long way around, but let us continue on to Castrum Fluminis and our meeting with the ambassador. Alfie Noda and Alice should still be there, conducting their search.
It's not like you can just, call them with your earphone.
Do Domans have link pearls?
Well, I thought Alice did.
Oh yeah. Yep, I do like persimmons. Dry persimmons and fully ripe persimmons. If you give me an unripe persimmon, I will hurt you.
I just like dried ones. Well, then you'll have to try one.
Yeah, buy some, let it ripen a bit until it turns like orangey, like deep orange. Ooh, or make them ripe and then freeze them in the freezer.
Huh.
That's also a good way to eat it.
I didn't know any fruit tasted better in the freezer. It's usually at best about the same.
What persimmons do? Right, frozen fruit. Actually, I think watermelons would also taste good frozen.
I guess, but it is mostly just water.
And ice is good for you. I am not a health professional. It seems our Imperial guests have already arrived. It's time to meet with the ambassador. Let's hope everything goes well. No, it's not. Nothing's gonna go well. It's Final Fantasy. Everything's gonna go wrong.
Well, the Suyu thing turned out to be fine.
What turned out to be fine?
The Suyu thing. Because he didn't do anything.
For now.
What a pleasure it is to see you once more, Lord Hien. Not to mention my dear sister.
A pleasure to see you too, Ambassador. Forgive us our late arrival. You have our people aboard the airship?
Exactly as agreed. We would leave you in no doubt as to the purity of our intentions. I dare say it was the selfsame spirit of cooperation which prompted you to bring Yotsuyu here today.
Indeed. Before excluding her from the exchange, I thought it only fair that you see her condition for yourself. Physically, she is in fine health, but her mind is unchanged.
So I see. But all need not necessarily be lost. In anticipation of this tragic turn of events, I took the liberty of inviting some special guests.
Wait, that wasn't part of the deal. He's altering the deal. Ugh. Villains. Oh god. Oh, I know where this is going. Oh no.
Ah, Yotsuyu. You look, well.
God damn it. Why do the villains always have to be predictably evil?
Of all the people.
Is something wrong, dear sister? These are our beloved parents. Does not the sight of them bring back sweet childhood memories?
Gosetsu. I have to take this to Gosetsu.
It would seem my little surprise was not sufficient. You needn't glare at me so, Lord Hien. I merely did what any loving son would do for his family. Lest you doubt, I am content to leave the acting viceroy in your care. Pray, treat her as you would any daughter of Dorma.
Oh, Jesus.
I knew I had a reason I didn't like this guy the 5 seconds I met him.
Do not grow too fond of this place, dear sister. You will come back to us ere long.
We continue with the exchange as planned, then.
Very good. The structure across the river should serve our needs. We shall await you there with the conscripts. If you would bring your captives.
Agreed. Until then, Ambassador.
Christ, can people just not leave the amnesiac alone?
But plot!
Ugh. Can't we just not get happy endings outside the end of an expansion? Please? No? No, that's not gonna happen. I knew better than to trust Asahi, but that was a dirty trick. Still, unpleasant as it was, we have at least put the matter of Tsuyu's future to rest. I sent her back to the Enclave with Yugiri to give Gotsetsu his precious persimmon. Come, let us follow them. Yeah, that is a tall order. You had that look, Alphinaud. What is it? Oh, nothing of consequence. Most like... We can discuss it upon our return. We should pay a visit to Gotsetsu and reassure him about Tsuyu's fate. You'll want to know that the Empire has finally relinquished its claim on her.
Gotsetsu, are you awake?
My lord, come in, come in. When Tsuyu returned, her eyes were red from weeping. She spoke not a word, simply sat and peeled some fruit she'd brought for me. She then claimed weariness and retired to her chamber. Tell me, what happened to upset her so?
The ambassador arranged a surprise reunion with her foster parents. A misguided attempt to restore Yotsuyu to her senses. It was plain their presence caused her great distress, but she seemed otherwise unaffected.
Yotsuyu was mistreated as a child, was she not? It was a cruel trick to use her tormentors like that, knowing the pain it could cause.
I like this Asahi less and less.
You and me both, Gotsetsu.
Be that as it may, he has agreed to allow Yotsuyu to remain with us in Doma. Our primary concern now is to hand over the prisoners without incident and bring our people safely home.
There was one other detail at the meeting which caught my attention. I assume you all noticed the rather suspect crates within the castrum. The Imperials were quick to retrieve them afterwards, but I wonder...
Out with it, brother. You fear they might contain bombs or war machines?
If the ambassador wanted me dead, he has had ample opportunity. No, assassination is not his intent, but we should be on our guard for other acts of treachery.
My lord! Forgive me, but the Lady Yotsuyu, she's gone!
Again?
What? Just
I beg your
recite
pardons,
one
my
over and
lords. I
over.
was certain she'd fallen
Yeah.
asleep.
No, the responsibility is mine. 'Twas I who gave her a room instead of a cell. She may simply have wandered outside. We will organize search parties. Might I call upon your assistance?
Yes, but I want to point out at this point she probably got all her memories back. Probably went out farther than just wandering.
Help! Help! Help me!
Oh, this is not going to be good, is it?
Of course not.
If only I hadn't remembered. He should hate me. But I will not suffer his kindness. Not after what I did to him.
Who's there?
Oh, it's you. What are you doing out here in the dark?
This is the Enclave, is it? When the soldiers dragged us back to Doma, you were the last person I expected to see.
You're the bane of our existence, Yotsuyu. A font of misery. You couldn't even do us the simple courtesy of dying, could you? Oh, no. You had to live and taint us with the shame of your failure. We had a perfect life in the capital, and now they're making us wallow in this muddy ruin like common swine. I don't deserve this.
No, you definitely do.
Now, dear, that'll do. There seems
Yeah,
little
pretty
point in
much.
berating the girl when she scarcely remembers her own name. Our time would be better spent contemplating how we're to survive this unhappy predicament. You've kept your looks, at least. I suspect you'd fetch a handsome price with the right buyer. Maybe enough to get us to Kugane and start a new business.
Ah, my beloved parents. No sooner do I wake from gentle slumber than the world returns in all its cruelty. Yes, this is how it always was. How it was meant to be. Very well. If I cannot escape my nature, then I shall embrace it. To the very depths I have sunk, my soul steeped in spite and rotten to the core. The self-righteous hide behind justice, but I need no such mask. Father, Mother, was it not you who made me into this monster? Who taught me the truth of this miserable world? For years I knew naught but the taste of pain and humiliation. But the time has come to savor my vengeance against Doma. Against all my enemies. And it begins with you!
Yotsuyu!
What?
There we go. Now they got what they deserved.
Agreed. Shame that Yotsuyu had to be like this, though.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have a Randy too.
Part of the collector set.
Hmm.
Well done, dear sister. Did I not say you would come back to us?
Quick, he's over there. Stab him! Ugh.
Brother dearest, what a surprise. You always were a cold-blooded little worm. I doubt you thought twice about sending our parents to their deaths.
Your dagger yet drips with their blood, and you presume to judge me? To be frank, I didn't think you had the strength to slay them so cleanly. A single thrust each. I'm impressed. But surely you can't be satisfied with murdering a pair of doddering elders. You yearn for a deeper vengeance, and the power to see it through.
So I thought the echo showed you a specific person's memory, so how the fuck does Asahi remember that?
I think it's more of stuff that happened to the person in the past. I'm not exactly sure how it works either.
But then it happens that Asahi, the part of his kids.
Please. I don't want to die.
I guess he was alive enough to remember all that happening.
Any sign of her?
Not alive
What
enough to
happened here?
inject.
I knew what would happen if she recovered. And still, I did nothing.
I mean, to be fair,
You
there.
say she left with her brother?
Oh, sorry for forgetting what stuff that you had. Yeah.
To be fair, what?
I was gonna say, his parents' lives aren't really worth all that much.
Yeah.
Whatever he wants with her, he was willing to pay for it with his parents' lives. But this is neither the time nor the place. We must gather the others.
I agree, Alice. He is a vile little worm.
Yeah.
We have recovered the Naoris remains, and we'll hold a cremation soon. But that they would never again set foot in Doma. I broke the news to Gotsetsu myself. He was quiet. I think it best he be allowed some time alone with his thoughts.
So I guess the earlier persimmon shit just means that she's gonna go and slaughter that village.
There is a non-zero chance. So, my friends, that which we feared has come to pass. Yotsuyo has regained her memory and returned to the Imperial fold. It is by any measure a cruel twist, not least for Kotetsu, but one which does not invalidate our agreement. According to the terms of the contract, we were bound to surrender Yotsuyo into the Guardian's hands should her condition improve prior to the hour of the exchange. By that reckoning, all is, if not as it should be, then as it must be. This I can accept. But what I cannot accept are the unconscionable lengths to which Asahi went to achieve this outcome. Given his recent conduct and his apparent admiration for Xenos, it is plain he cannot be trusted, and that is to say nothing of the unexplained containers he insists on bringing to our meetings. Whatever the ambassador is planning, I think it unlikely our negotiations will end peacefully. In the event of hostilities, the safety of the conscripts must be our first concern. As such, I would have an escape route in place before the meeting begins. A wise precaution. If the main structure of the Castrum Fluminense is to be staged for the exchange, then I believe a thorough inspection is in order. The citadel stood empty ever since the Imperial withdrawal. While we took steps to ensure that it could not be defended by an occupying force, it is entirely possible that the ambassador has arranged things there to his advantage. I will slip inside and make certain we have an unobstructed exit. Pray allow me to join you. I have some experience of the Imperial facilities, and should matters take a turn for the worse, I would hope to be at least some use. Very good. That should be enough to guarantee us a way out of the castrum. Beyond that, however, we will need a ship to ferry the conscript back to the Enclave. Even with every skill we have, it would take several trips to evacuate everyone. A Confederate Sekibun, on the other hand, would require only a single run, and leave us far less vulnerable on the water. Assuming, of course, Rasho can be convinced to part with one. Might I take the lead on this? I've had dealings with Rasho and his pirates before. And I won't be alone, will I, Green? You can count on me. Much appreciated. I quite fancy parleying with pirates again. Just a shame Lise won't be there to reprise her role. I was certain you would make a persuasive pair, but I think I will accompany you to these negotiations all the same. My lord, if the ruler of Doma should not be seen consulting with common brigands. Come now, Yugiri. They stood with us against the Empire. If we would ask their aid once more, we would treat them as equals. My presence shall serve to demonstrate our sincerity. Indeed, my lord. Pray forgive my presumption. By your leave, Master Alphinaud and I shall be about our task. Then we should be on our way to Onokoro. Time is short and Rasho may take some convincing. Or else no one's gonna make us pay the ruby tithe again.
The ruby tithe?
Yeah, this.
Can't remember.
The bribe they accept in exchange for not blowing up our ships or anyone else. For that matter.
Right. So, on the total?
Yep.
Getting like Dan.
Yep. Now there's a face I did not expect to see. What brings a noble Lord of Doma into the company of bilge rats such as we? If you've come to offer Doman chains in place of Gallian ones, then I'm afraid you wasted a trip. And what fine subjects you would make. With your fleet at our disposal, our restoration efforts would be hastened tenfold. But let us speak seriously. I stand before you not to demand your fealty, but to request your aid once more. Mayhap you are confused. Doma's liberations were a means to an end. We aided you only to save ourselves. Now we have no such incentive. We have sworn no oath to you and will not come running like hounds at their master's whistle. And I would not presume to treat you thus. I come to petition your cooperation as an ally of equal standing. Equal standing, you say? Seems a bit lopsided to me. Where's a profit for us in all of this? Profit? Must you always think of such short-sighted terms? Have you ever heard of doing the right thing? Lady, they're pirates.
Yeah.
You literally been to Old Da. Have you ever heard of pirates, little miss? You'll find we're simple souls. You pay our tithe, you sail in peace. Deny us our due, and we take it by force. We'll pull you out of the water if we see you drowning, but we are not in the business of doing something for nothing. Well, that's better than most pirates would do. Picking up someone who is drowning. Calm yourself, Miss Alice. We did not come here to moralize, we came here to talk. And there's more to be said. According to the records recovered after the liberation, relatives of your Doman-born brethren were among those conscripted into the Imperial Army. And as you may be aware, we recently negotiated the return of said conscripts. Many, alas, were alive to find no families waiting for them, no homes to grant them shelter. I would ask you offer them a place in the Confederacy. You would not be rescuing strangers, but welcoming brothers and sisters into your ranks. And has not the Confederacy been in need of new recruits? You seem well informed of our affairs, Lord Hien. The losses we suffered at the Guardian's hands are no secret. But since we drove them out of Doma, the Ruby Sea has come alive with traders and travelers. So many vessels to tax, so few pirates to tax them. We could do with some more hands on deck, and doubly so if they're familiar with the inner workings of the Empire. Very well, the Confederacy agrees to your request. You will have our ship. But before that, you must do something for me. The vessel I have in mind was damaged during your battle with the Empire. Though we have mended her, she has yet to be declared seaworthy. She is sound enough down below, but when you load her up with conscripts and the waterline rises, those upper planks had best be free of cracks. Assuming you want your people to stay dry, you will do me the favor of swimming around the hull to check for weaknesses, that is. That is, if Doman lords are not averse to getting their robes wet. Not this Doman lord. If we each inspect a third of the ship, it shall be done in a trice. That is the spirit. The ship is moored at the Quickscape Pier. Our apprentice shipwright will be on the deck to hear your reports. Look for a lad named Ihanashi. And I thought I had a knack for parleying with pirates. For the record, my previous attempt was an unmitigated success. And yes, I should have quit while I was ahead. Well, well, I thought the rumors exaggerated, but the young lord lives up to his reputation. Alrighty, inspect the hull. Upon closer inspection, you spot a small crack in one of the planks. You see no signs of damage here. Hey, I'm the shipwright. Apprentice shipwright. You'll find everything that might need attention. The section I expected seems solid enough. I found a crack myself. On the port side near the bow, you say? Alright, I'll have a look and see what I can do. My apologies. Seem to have lagged behind. I could float in that gentle sea all day. Otherwise, I'm happy to report no visible or cracking or holes of my section of the hull. You're Lord Hien. The captain sent you to inspect the hull. God may have mercy. Forgive us this is courtesy, my lord. 'Tis quite all right. In fact, I rather enjoyed it. I take it you are of Doma? Yes, my lord. The Imperials took my father away after the uprising, and I had nowhere else to turn. The Confederacy became my family. Someone told me they're releasing the conscripts now. Maybe my father will be among them. Not that I can go back. There's no leaving once you've joined. How fair is our lady? Is she seaworthy? Captain! We found a small crack on the port side, but I'll have it fixed before you know it. What's Peter laughing about?
Oh, not sure. Sorry.
I see I met the boy. Did he tell you a story? He babbles when he's nervous. Should his father be among the conscripts, as he hopes, I mean to give him the choice to leave this life. If he so chooses, I expect you to see they are provided for. I have heard that those who join the Confederacy forswear all ties with kin and homeland. Is that oath so easily put aside? If I allow it. I see in him the lad I was 25 years ago. You say the words, you mean them, but the yearning for home still lingers. My family is long dead, and I know this life is my lot. But he has scarce dipped his toes with us. If there is a life for him in Doma, he should have the chance to live it. Well said. The Empire's conquest has uprooted many and more. Been in the Yangsha or out in the Ruby Sea. We have a duty to ensure that Ihanashi and others like him are free to dwell where they desire. Then the matter is settled. I will make preparations to cast off. Well, my friends, since we have our ship, let us return to the Enclave. If only Yotsuyu could be where she wanted to be. Oh, teleport.
I did appreciate it, so you want to go to where it suggests you go?
It seems Yugiri and Alphino had completed their task before us. They have been waiting. We scouted the structure and determined the swiftest path to safety. In the event of hostilities, we will lead the conscripts outside with all possible haste. From there, the Confederacy has pledged a ship to ferry us across the One River. Now we have but to attend the exchange and pray to the kami these precautions were unnecessary. While we were putting our contingency plans in place, I left Hakuro in charge of organizing transport for the Imperial prisoners. You will see that they arrive at the appointed hour, leaving us free to rendezvous with our Confederate allies. Come, they await us on the riverbank not far from the castrum. Parties assemble then? Aye, and ready for what lies ahead. Trust. Lest there be any confusion though, the tower across the water is to be the scene of the exchange. That and whatever else Asahi has planned. Regardless of the...
I was saying that we have a photo bomb.
Hello. Regardless of the ambassador's intentions, we will bring our people home. Yugiri, you are to evacuate the conscripts at the first sign of trouble. Yes, my lord. We, meanwhile, shall cover their escape and lend what support we can. The ship awaits you at the Castrum's loading docks. She'll see you safely at home. Then all stand ready to play our part. Come, let us be about it. Alright, let's see what shenanigans is gonna happen at this farce of a negotiation.
What makes you think it's a farce?
Because something is obviously going to happen.
Of course not.
At last, the hour has come. The conclusion to these negotiations will mark a new beginning for Dorma and the Empire. A first step on the road to peaceful coexistence.
Indeed. We are ready to proceed with the exchange when you are. Forgive my curiosity, Ambassador, but is there a purpose to these containers you bring with you?
Oh, the supply crates. They are filled with materials we hoped might be of use in Dorma's restoration. I meant to gift them to you at our last meeting, but we had so much else to discuss.
How very generous. I confess I had not expected such compassion, welcome though it is. But then I was also surprised by the news that one of our captives had delivered herself into your custody ahead of time. A minor discrepancy I shall overlook in the spirit of the occasion.
Are you perhaps referring to me, Lord Hien?
Ah, there she is.
Yotsuyu.
Orphan of the Nairi, widow of Sashihai, and acting Viceroy of Dorma. You and your people are mine to govern.
How did she get over her
Mine to
nicotine
punish.
addiction just because she lost her memories?
I'm sorry?
Well, she's got a pipe. I assume there's nicotine in it.
Yes.
So how did she get over her nicotine addiction just by losing her memories?
I have no idea. Some questions just aren't meant to be answered.
Well, well. It would seem your shattered mind is mended. As per our agreement with the Ambassador, you are free to return with him to the Empire. Your authority as acting Viceroy, however, is no longer recognized here.
My position is not for you to decide, little lordling. All who resist the rule of the Empire must be purged. Such was the order given to me by Lord Xenos himself. I will reign here in this putrid, pestilent swamp until the last of you has been broken. This land shall know no dawn.
As usual, the warrior of light will just stand there and watch.
Yep.
All in eternal night, and high above you I
Can't
shall
just, you know, shoot her
shine,
in hand.
uncaring, cold and distant as the moon!
Well, I'm a melee DPS. You're ranged with a gun.
You can stab her in the chest, then cut off her hand.
Yes, but you have range. If anyone should be interrupting, it's you with a gun.
No, we both should be interrupting. There's nothing in either of our legs.
Oh, it's crystals. Oh god.
Banshee!
Why is it always crystals?
I mean, it's yours, yeah.
Ah.
What has she done?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
God.
Fucking
This is a summoning.
folklore symbolism. Shadowbringers.
I have no idea what you just said.
Folklore references in this expansion.
Ah. It's a primal. It's always a primal.
Now we just need something with bunny ears. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. It has bunny ears.
Hey, she does have bunny ears. Well.
A Dorman citizen has called forth an icon in direct violation of our primary agreement. The negotiations have failed. Abandon the captives and make preparations to withdraw.
Doman sit. Oh my god.
But Ambassador!
Disobey me, Pilus, and you disobey the Emperor. Make preparations to withdraw! Now!
As you command.
My lord, you must fall back!
You ask me to run?
Yes. Otherwise, you're gonna get tempered. Leave it to the professionals, please.
Against such a foe, I would be more hindrance than help. The field is yours. We will withdraw, but not without our countrymen. I want every soul accounted for. Every soul!
My lord.
It's funny if she had like takes the word and pestle to your ass.
I see now the strength which flows from that baleful light of yours.
Can you repeat that?
It would be hilarious if she had an emoji attack, so she takes some more of her pestle to you.
Ah, right. Rabbit on the moon.
Yep. I mean, she's got rabbit ears.
Yeah, I see it.
Just go over.
I have become Tsukuyomi, goddess of the moon and divinity of night. What power can compare to such celestial majesty?
Well, I have a dagger.
I shall plunge all I despise into darkness. And within that black abyss, even your light shall flicker and fail.
Question is, who else shall join us?
Let us cast the stalks and look upon the fate of Dorman. I see a future in which the sun sets on this wretched land. Once and for all!
Castrum Flumen is now accessible.
Alright, let me know when to queue up.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to take a short break.
Alright.
Because I'm thirsty.
Oh, Rob wants to join us.
Oh, cool.
Alright, I will grab myself some water as well.
Alright, I'm back. Right, Kira's not back yet.
Sorry, I'm still sitting up and making myself some food real fast. It seems that Peter would like to join the party. Rob would like to join the party.
And looks like Alunz also wants to join.
Alright, I will invite those two and then pass over party leader to you.
Okay.
Oh, I don't see Rob on yet, so hopefully you have him added. Hello, he catches the Zora. Yes, he does.
Yes, I do play Final Fantasy XIV. And I main Blue Mage. Only downside is I can't use it for main story, which I think is a class discrimination. Yeah, I know. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Give me 1 second and I shall be right back before queue us up. Unless you guys think it's gonna take a bit to pop.
Probably not. We got like a whole 5 of us.
Okay. Then maybe just 1 moment.
Let's see. Castrum Fluminous. Castrum Fluminous. There it is. Okay, so it is 8 players. Yeah, Blue Mage gets increased XP from fighting mobs in the overworld, and yes, we also learn skills from monsters and bosses, like this one. But I can't do main story quests with Blue Mage, so I have to be ninja right now.
So it seems that Peter's making tea, so he will be about 45 seconds.
Okay. Because the designers think that blue mages will break the balance of main story or something.
I mean, it is OP.
Yeah, kind of.
So, I do agree with them not allowing blue mage to do MSQ.
If you've actually finished the post-game for Realm Reborn, I think you might be able to access blue mage right now. You can talk to a zealous yellow jacket in Limsa Lominsa to start the class quest for blue mage.
Alright. Let's queue up.
Ooh.
That was an immediate pop.
Yep. So Zora, if you don't want to be spoiled, probably best not to watch, because this is like 2 expansions ahead of you.
Barn white mage, just like me. And Gunbreaker. Astrology ain't me, though. Sorry, astrology.
Yep, will do.
Enjoy, Zora.
Oh, I forgot to update my portrait.
Ooh. Let's see the D&D photos.
It's going to be a long night.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Your end is near.
Shiva all over again.
Your death will be all the sweeter.
Oh, Jesus.
darkness endures the spider lily. From mortal husk, I rise anew. Suffused with night, I shall prevail.
I have no idea what this does.
Nor do I.
Excellent.
Ow.
In night's chill shine petals pale.
Oh, shit.
Excellent. Suffused with night, I shall prevail! Your end is near. In sunless gloom, black tendrils trail.
Okay, so swap before you get full stacks.
Yeah, I think.
Not yet. Not yet.
Late.
I'll grind you under my heel. I'll grind you under my heel.
Ah, shit.
Got healers down.
Ah. Yeah, this is real hard.
I look forward to doing this as a blue mage. Yay!
Oh, hey, here, guy.
Hmm?
Oh, she had, like, no hair color.
Yeah. Try to see more cutscenes.
It's the brother in it. Yep.
God damn.
As usual, the warrior of light does nothing.
You really must learn to finish the job. 'Tis true that a gaudy mirror and a handful of crystals make for a feeble summoning. But even the weakest icon is a god of sorts. A threat that must be put down. My, such hostility. These beings
just
are the
stand there and
sworn
glare.
enemies of the Empire. I merely did my duty as an Imperial officer. Will you surrender to anger then? Slay an anointed emissary to avenge a fallen foe?
Ha! You cannot, of course! To do so would burn the bridges we have labored so hard to build.
Oh, but I'm forgetting. They're already ash. This Doorman woman has seen to that. The Empire cannot ally itself with any nation that refuses to renounce summoning. I believe I was most clear on that point.
So, what happened to those binding spells, or just having an arrest?
The what?
Why can't they just arrest him and go on with the plot?
I blame bureaucracy.
I don't think it's bureaucracy. It's just you, the warrior of light. The
power
he
bestowed upon her. I should have been the one
course,
to govern Doma. I would have repaid
that's
his
also
fate.
symbolism, because Asahi is mourning. And can you guess what his sister's name?
Dusk, night, moon, somewhere along those lines.
Yep.
No one alive loves him more than I!
Christ, this guy does have a most punchable face.
Harlot betrayed his trust. Useless piece of filth! Worthless whore!
Thank you, dear brother, for this precious gift. Vengeance.
Ooh.
These people, our people, they ignore the corruption which festers beneath the surface. Cast aside that which is dirty and broken. Speak not of things which would disrupt their dreary little lives. Like you, Asahi. Always pretending not to see. You were the first. The first I swore to kill.
More monologue.
I'm sorry?
Just more monologue, just slower, because she's dying. Oh, and there's the night dew all over her hands.
I had thought my hunger insatiable. But now I am satisfied. You should feel honored, dear brother. I saved the last of my strength, just for you.
And he's going to survive, isn't he?
We'll see.
Because neither can finish the job.
What's the matter? The Witch of Doma will soon be dead. Her happiness was never to be. Not in this world. I wonder, was the fruit as sweet as he remembered?
Oh my god, how are you still alive?
I called it! Neither sibling can finish the job. They are not actually night and day from each other.
Lord Xenos.
Oh shit.
I am at your disposal.
Asai, you were born of Doma, yes?
Yes, my lord. I am honored that you would remember me. How may I serve?
You are hereby appointed Ambassador Plenipotentiary and empowered to speak with the voice of the Emperor. Return to your native land of Doma and announce your intention to sue for peace.
For peace?
Once negotiations are underway, you are to locate the acting Viceroy.
She lives? That is to say, I will, my lord.
When you have found her, you will initiate a ritual to call forth an icon. I will instruct you in the necessary steps. Yotsuyu's faith is unreliable, but as a child raised to believe in the Kami, she will serve as a vessel for one of the Kojin's gods. She need only wish it to be so.
Apparently we can't finish the job either.
The power will seem a gift, but the icon's essence will consume her. She will be no more than a husk, a slave to whim and desire.
My lord, ever since the day you saw fit to save my miserable life, I have dreamed of repaying your benevolence. Upon my honor, I swear to devote myself wholly to your service. All that you command will be done, no matter the cost. But I fear the subtleties of your plan yet elude me. From the reports I have heard, the champion who aids the Doman resistance would make short work of a single icon.
The icon is merely a message. The pacifist teachings of the Populares spread through this city like a plague. And I would remind the people of the threat we face. You will be my chosen agent. The hand which tolls the warning bell. The salvation of this world will not be won through the signing of treaties.
Your chosen agent. I will not fail you, my lord. My master, Lord Xenos, he will come for you.
You have prevailed, I see.
Really behind you in the cutscene.
She is gone. Wherefore did the Kami spare us, only to inflict this pain?
Death shall not want for company this day. You spared us a worse disaster, but I fear our fledgling peace with the Empire was beyond saving.
Lord Hien!
Maxima, is it not? I assumed you long fled.
I entertain thoughts of escape even now, but our negotiations have yet to reach a satisfying conclusion. The ambassador insisted that the summoning spelled an end to our mission here, but it seemed to me there was more to the tale.
Xenos was behind this plot.
I have heard tell of this power you wield. And in your vision, you witnessed Lord Xenos giving these orders.
How can that be? Xenos is dead. He took his own life after the battle in Alamigo.
Well, apparently he's alive.
I saw his body with my own eyes.
Forgive me, but Lord Xenos is very much alive. He granted our party an audience prior to our departure. That he was gravely wounded is certain, but his recovery appeared to be proceeding apace.
I'm afraid I share Lord Hien's confusion. The man's death was confirmed and his remains interred. These are matters of public record.
So either someone stole the body or they made a clone.
I have no doubt you believe what you say. But what then is the explanation? That an imposter has infiltrated the innermost circle of the Imperial Court? The idea is inconceivable, absurd. But worthy of investigation nonetheless. Our movement can ill afford to have a highly placed pretender undermining our efforts.
Your efforts may yet bear fruit. Tell me, what is to become of our prisoner exchange? Though we have already taken custody of our conscripts, we have yet to release your Imperial comrades. Do you still intend to collect them?
Yes. As the late Ambassador's second in command, it falls to me to speak on the Empire's behalf. And I'm happy to confirm our intent to proceed according to the original agreement.
Hooray, the one time when bureaucracy actually works. When someone
Then let
dies.
us be about it. 'Twould be a pity to abandon such a promising beginning.
Indeed. You have my thanks, Lord Hien. As soon as our people are secure aboard our airship, we shall depart straightways for Garlemald.
Tread lightly, Pilus. I sense treachery awaits you there.
Might I accompany you to the capital?
Alphino, have you gone mad?
Imposter or no, if Xenos was instructing Asahi on the finer points of ritual summoning, then experience tells us there is an Ascian waiting in the wings. Without our knowledge and expertise, our new friends will be hard-pressed to contend with a foe for whom death is but a minor inconvenience. They need our help.
Were you indeed willing to share your knowledge of this enemy, we would not shun your counsel.
You truly mean to do this? In full knowledge of the danger?
I have seen the Warrior of Light risk his life on countless occasions. Next to him, I'm scarce more than a distraction on the battlefield. But in the meeting room or the audience chamber, there I can make a difference. I can strike bargains, forge ties, and change minds. And where better to do these things than in the home of our old enemy?
I believe in you, Alphanode. Even though you'll be surrounded by Byzantine bureaucracy.
'Tis not for me to stop you. But I would have you consider an alternative arrangement. Rather than braving the Empire as a simple traveler, go forth as an emissary of Doma. Such a position should offer you some measure of protection.
I agree. He has grown a lot ever since binding
Go
quills.
then. You've obviously made up your mind. Just try not to do anything
He's not,
reckless, all right?
Ain't central anymore.
I'm sorry?
He's not ain't central anymore.
Yeah.
I shall be on my best behavior. Farewell, my friends.
He's even getting better at swimming.
And apparently monetary management.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Nobody can face angry Tataru twice and live to tell the tale. Yep, the katana incident. I knew Asahi was planning some manner of treachery, but a summoning! Thank the kami you were here, my friend. None of us would have escaped Yotsuyo's vengeance had you not intervened. She was a pawn, aye, but she still had a choice, and she chose to submit to the ambassador's plan. Tis little wonder Gotetsu departed in silence. I gather he left the same way he came, alone aboard the rowing boat. As for the conscripts, most made it to the Sekibune before the battle began in earnest, but the vessel yet waits on the riverbank for those who did not flee in time. Then I suggest we put this doleful place behind us, and make for the Enclave together. 'Twould be a shame to miss the joyous reunion.
How often have I imagined this moment? Thank you for helping it come to pass.
I see somebody likes the wolf creatures. I forgot what they're called. Lupins?
Lupins. Yep, you remembered right.
Remember when they gave you, like, cutscene warnings? This cutscene's gonna take forever?
Well, this isn't taking forever.
Well, I'm well behind you. It is Japanese.
Ah.
Ah, there you are.
Gosetsu, your hair.
My friend, what have you done?
An old man who cannot raise his blade has no place in the service of a young lord. Thus did I decide to devote my remaining days to pilgrimage. I will walk this land, offering prayers of repose for all the souls who left this life in suffering.
All of them?
Safe travels, Gotetsu.
A fulsome farewell makes for an enjoyable journey.
Scarcely have we said our goodbyes to Alphino, and you leave us too. But 'tis well that my companions find their own way forward. I must endeavor to do the same.
I have faith that you will find the best path for Doma without me, my lord. Pray forgive me this last act of selfishness, and grant me your blessing.
You have earned it 1,000 times over. Go in peace, my friend. I shall make of Doma a land where children laugh, and none need live in fear.
There is no better way to honor those who went before. And with that, I take my leave.
Bye, Gosetsu. I'm just gonna progress ahead if you don't mind.
I'll catch up, as long as there's not a bunch of vocal cutscenes.
We'll see. Ah, Gotetsu. Fair journey to you, my friend. A bittersweet occasion, but there's yet ample cause to be grateful. Pray, join us in the Kienkan. I will thank you properly. I just hope Asahi doesn't come back.
Probably will. They put so much work into modeling his character and parents.
Ugh. The most punchable face in all of Eorzea. Our brothers and sisters are returned to us, and the dream of Dorma's restoration is that much closer to being realized. It is a day that will live long in memory, and one that would never have dawned without the courageous action of the Scions. On behalf of Doma and our people, we give you our deepest thanks. Lest you think me complacent, I assure you, I have not forgotten the dark cloud on the horizon. That Xenos lives is a source of grave concern, mayhap the gravest. Yet there is little to be done but wait for Alphino to send word. Until then, I plan to devote myself to fulfilling the promise I made to Gotetsu, by building a nation which none need live in fear. I confess I miss him already, but the thought that he has at last found peace goes some way to softening the blow. I wonder, did you ever stop to ask yourself why he showed Yotsuyu such kindness? I believe the answer lies in past tragedy, specifically the death of his wife and daughter during the invasion. Though he hid it well, they were never far from his thoughts, and in Yotsuyu's childlike mien, I believe he saw not a fallen tyrant, but a little girl who was lost to him. After the loss of his family, Gotetsu devoted himself wholly to the service of his country. He suffered any hardships, strove beyond the limits of endurance without hesitation or complaint. Though Tsuyu could never truly replace his daughter, I had hoped that with her at his side, he might live out the remainder of his days in relative contentment. Would that the Kami had been so minded. Even now I labor to discern any meaning in Yotsuyu's fate. To deliver her from certain death with no memory of her sins, only to leave her at the mercy of her stepbrother? Can that truly have been their will? That I cannot tell you. The will of the Kami is not for us to know. Yeah, what are you thinking, devs? But what I do know is that for a brief moment, a girl known as Tsuyu lived among us.
I'll be right back.
Okay. And that she brought with her a whisper of respite for a grieving heart. I think it's time we were going, don't you? We've done all we can here, and we have a lot to report. But before we head back to the Rising Stones, let's call in at Rhalgr's Reach. We should be ones to tell Lise about Xenos. After everything we went through together, we owe her that.
I'm back, and also wondering, why can't we just use the link shell to tell Elise?
I have no idea. Did you already go through the other dialogue?
Yeah.
Cool.
We're at the same place.
Whee! Oh, right. 8th, right. Hey, there. I think this was a tank from our cast from Fluminus earlier. Well, one of the tanks. Green, Alice, you're back. No Alfino? It's good to see you, Lise. As for my headstrong brother, he's off on what will almost certainly turn out to be a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Garlemald. It's a long story, but we have evidence that Xenos might still be alive. What? But that's... If this is a joke... Gods, this had better be a joke. Look, I know what I saw, alright? We all saw it. And here you are saying he's alive and well, living the high life back in Garlemald? I know how ludicrous this sounds. I'm still having difficulty believing it myself. But while I doubt the word of an Imperial envoy, I'm inclined to trust Greens. He saw the Crown Prince through the Echo, in a meeting that could only have taken place in the recent past. Xenos is alive. No, it must have been... I don't... some kind of really convincing imposter. Xenos is dead. He had a great big hole in his neck. We buried him. Aye, and someone went to trouble desecrating the bastard's grave, remember? Oh. Halls, gilded halls, whatever are you talking about? Hey, it's Thancred. Thancred, what brings you to the Reach?
You're just overhear the conversation.
Yeah. Alfie had me lending a hand at the Saltery, keeping an eye on the rebuilding work and so on. Just until operations were up and running. And now that they are, I thought I might look on you before wending my weary way back to the headquarters. Forgive me if I misheard, but was there some suggestion that the late Crown Prince could have gotten better? If so, might I suggest a quick look inside his coffin as our first order of business? Ugh. Much as I hated the man, it doesn't feel right defiling his grave. But if we'll put this rumor to rest, I suppose we have to. And when there are no curious eyes about, if we can manage it. Xenos is buried up at Bloodhow in the Locks. His grave was set apart from the others and left unmarked so as to not upset the locals. It shouldn't be too hard to find. Nago, you're in charge until I get back. Maybe they just learned how to resurrect people without the use of Aether. I mean, we do it all the time. Kind of.
Main character syndrome, though.
Only in battles.
We're not dead, we're just sleeping. Let's see, lore for that is the battles are just previewing it via the Echo. As for trials, except, huh? Okay. Money's on writhing snakes, possibly spiders. Oh.
It's it. Gods, he better be in there. Someone scrawled all over the stone a little while ago, but I had it scrubbed off and thought no more about it. So no one thought to check if the coffin was still occupied. Well then, we are presented with but one course of action. And we are best sure not to be... And we had best be sure we are not observed in the doing of it. Shall we begin?
Oh dear. We seem to be missing a corpse.
Well, it must be somewhere. I only hope it isn't walking around.
I swear, if we're walking into another conspiracy, I've had enough of that with Ul'dah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this is already proven to be a conspiracy.
Yeah. It's a rhetorical statement. If there's no corpse, then are we to conclude the rumors are true? Not necessarily. We might still be dealing with a doppelganger of some kind. An agent could have been sent to dispose of the body in a bid to lend credence to the tale of Lord Xenos' resurrection. More and more, however, I find myself siding with Alphinaud's theory of Ascian possession. Speaking from experience, I can tell you they have no qualms about taking a living host, let alone a dead one. You're saying an Ascian is walking around in Xenos' body? Seems a distinct possibility. Once I have put this grave back the way we found it, I shall pay a visit to the people responsible for interring the Crown Prince. Before leaping to any conclusions, I want to know for sure if the body was ever buried here, and how certain we are that Xenos was properly dead. If he wasn't, that was some trick. He as good as cut his own head off. Anyway, Ralban needs to hear about this. If you find anything out, send word to me at Rogger's Reach. I don't know why I'm surprised. With matters settling down in Doma, we would do another crisis. Shall we make for the Rising Stones then? It's past time we shared this development with the others. Oh, instant teleport. Ah, Aeonor. Hey, thanks for lurking around. While I was waiting for you to arrive, I spoke with Urianger over Link Pearl and gave him a full report. Y'shtolo is on her way and should be here any— Ah! But I'm all right here.
Lurking your own stream, I see.
Alice, Green. Tis good to see you safe and well. What news have you from the east? Disturbing developments indeed. Given all that we know, I too would conclude that an Ascian now inhabits Xenos' body. The doppelganger might fool the Crown Prince's subordinates, but green? Nay, Alphinaud had the right of it. Would that his wisdom extended to the question of his own safety? Capable though he has become, he ventures alone into the enemy's stronghold, and the shadowy web of the Paragons, like as not. When it comes to making rash decisions, I'm hardly in a position to criticize, but I'm worried. I just wish there was something I could do for him besides pray. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace...
What's theirs?
I mean, that's basically how all conjurers get their magic, right? We cannot suffer icons to exist. Was I not clear on this point? I have no idea how this voice is. More than clear. The icon in question was summarily dispatched by the Warrior of Light. The summoner is dead, and the right beyond repeating. Everything proceeded according to plan, every party behaving exactly as required. My method may seem extreme, but there is no cause for concern. I work only to ensure the salvation of the star. Oh great, now he's talking like an Ascian.
And they're putting emphasis on the bandage around his neck, so...
Oh hey. Those mix looks kind of familiar. What are you doing fiddling with that thing? I asked you a question, soldier. What are you? Have you lost your mind? Ah! I have lost many things, but my mind is yet my own. Oh god. Is this the real Xenos and the one we saw was fake? That's my current guess. There upon the stage I stood, prepared to take my final bow, only to find that the finale was but an intermission. Shall I use this chance to repent for my sins? Embrace goodness and mediocrity? Nay, I think not. While the one I yearn to face yet lives, the hunt must go on. Oh. Well, this just got a lot more complicated. So we have a real Xenos right here, but there's also a fake Xenos back in the end.
Yeah.
Ooh, we just finished another patch. Lunar Cycle. That's a good time to take a break, drink some water, and take out the trash.
What comes next is a bunch of cutscenes.
I'll take your word for it. I'll be right back. Welcome to Pre-Shadowbringers. Thank you.
Oh, and I'm gonna have to go through the cutscene again because I can't be in a party. Stormblood officially, aren't we still in post-Stormblood? Well, technically, he has finished patch 4.3 as far as I understand. Not until he goes through the bazillion cutscenes. And the duty that kicks me out of the bazillion cutscenes. Sorry, I'm just looking at the duty, not the chat. I am, in fact, I have a slime. I get behind him whenever there's vocal cutscenes, but I tend to get far ahead when, you know, I'm not reading the cutscenes out loud for the audience. I'm almost to, because I'm still in Emissary at the moment.